Well, hello everyone. Carrie Beck here, How to Homeschool My Child. This is day 3, halfway through our homeschool planning boot camp. Wow, y'all are doing a great job this morning. I gave you a high five. I'm going to give you another high five. There we go, right there on the computer. Um, this morning, I talked about organization. I talked about organizing your homeschool and your home, ways that you could organize your books, your resources, even your digital files. I don't know about you, but they give out those bundles and there's all that free stuff. How do we keep that organized? And I suggested some ways. You can go and watch that video. I'll put a link in the comments to that as well. Then we talked about our home. How do we get organized? How do we stay on top of home and homeschooling and homemaking and cleaning the house and cooking and marriage and kids and all of that. So I gave you a few ideas just to stay on top of that. And it actually goes along with our kids. Our kids need to be involved in that. I have a few questions, but if you're joining us, feel free to leave a question, or even if you're listening to the replay, feel free to leave a question. I'll be checking back and just seeing if there are any questions here. But let me just go to the ones that have been submitted. All right, first question. What ages can kids do chores? That's actually a really good question because sometimes I don't think we give our kids credit. I have a 4-year-old granddaughter and a 2-year-old granddaughter. Actually, my 2-year-old granddaughter can pick up toys and put them in a basket. She is very good at that. She can put her books back on the bookshelf when she wants to. She could even take her clothes to her room. She could open the drawers. I don't know if she could get them in correctly, but she could actually do several things. She takes her plate back after dinner, after a meal, and puts it in the sink. Now, obviously, it's not a breakable one. That's how simple some of the things are. And if you're the one that's always cleaning up the toys and putting the clothes away and clearing the table, you need to rethink what you're doing. And I would really encourage you to think about involving your kids. One of the things we did at meal times is the kids always wanted to sit by Steve, so we would rotate. And so if we had a table like this and Steve was at the top, let's say this was whoever was sitting here was a set the table person, whoever is sitting here is the clear the table person, and whoever's over here is the dishwasher. And so, or maybe the dishwasher was here actually. The set the table, the clear the table were right next to Steve because Steve would help do the dishes. And then that way the dishwasher was actually with their dad at that time. That was just a way we did it. And every week we rotated. And so they learned how to set the table, clear the table, wipe the table down, do the dishes. And they all know how to do it. They're very willing to do that as well. Those are very easy things to do. But as your kids get older, I would say by about 7 or 8, they could probably start. Well, I know they could clean the bath. Actually, my 4-year-old granddaughter can clean the bathroom pretty well. Now, it may not be perfect, but she can do it pretty well, wipe everything down. So really, at elementary ages, they should be learning how to clean this. Like, here's my kitchen. They should be learning how to clean the kitchen. They should be learning how to clean the bathrooms. They should be learning how to sweep and mop. I don't know about vacuuming. A lot of y'all have the little robotic vacuum, so you don't even have to worry about that. But kids can learn how to vacuum. And at elementary age, they should be learning how to fold the laundry with you. We can do it as a group activity. And then the other thing we could be doing is take out our kids. Even my daughter does this with her kids. They all have a basket of some sort. The clothes go in the basket, the child takes it to their room, and then they are supposed to put their clothes away. And so those are things that will free you up. Just think, if you had all that extra time and you weren't doing all those chores, you would have a little extra free time. Now, you may have to lower your expectations, like I said this morning. The other thing is around the house would be cooking. And I would encourage you, Gentry baked chocolate chip cookies for the first time by herself because I was taking a nap on a Sunday afternoon. I think she was probably 7 or 8 years old, and she made cookies all by herself. So even young kids can do that. And as they get older, we ought to be teaching them how to use a crock pot, how to use a skillet, how to cook a meal. How most of them, at least when they're 5 to 6, 7, they should even be able to maybe make their lunch. So if you can take some of the chores off of you and put them on to other people, that is what I said this morning. That will help you get organized because you won't have to do all of it. So I appreciate the question about what ages we should be using. Now you can do whatever, every kid's different, but those are just some of the suggestions I would make. If anyone else has a question about getting organized, leave it, or if you're listening to the replay, leave it. The next question that I have received, you talked about following a proven plan to get organized. What evidence do you have that it works? Is there really just one tried and true proven plan? And again, that's a good question. It sort of goes along with something I talked about yesterday. And that question would be, yes, I believe that if you have a proven plan and you know what direction your homeschool is, then you can let go of the things that are not in that plan, and you can focus on the resources, the curriculum, the books that are in the plan for this year. And so, yes, I definitely believe that a plan helps you get organized. How do I know it's a proven plan? I think I even shared this morning. I've had moms tell me, you know, when I follow your 4 steps, because next week I'm talking about the 4 steps to raising Christian leaders in your homeschool. And that's free. If you want to sign up, you can go to howtohomeschoolmychild.com/4, the number 4 steps. But that will be next week. You can choose which day. But when I have moms that have taken that information and they are like, this changed the way I homeschool. It made me rethink everything and really focus on a plan. We talk about goals and vision and your mission. And my goals, vision, and mission may be different than the next door neighbor or your sister or the people across the town. And so you need to decide those goals. That one goal we talked about on Monday, we're still using it. That one goal should be part of your proven plan. And that will help you stay organized, because when you have to decide, should I buy that curriculum that's on sale? Should I buy that book that someone's pushing on me? And if it doesn't go along with your proven plan, it's a real easy no, doesn't need it. And if you're going through your digital files, you can go through all your digital files, and anything that is not in alignment with that proven plan, put in another folder. You don't have to delete it, but put it somewhere else so that it doesn't clutter your mind. And that's a lot of the things. We talk about cluttering our space and needing more space, but sometimes we clutter our mind with so much stuff. And so we really need to think about that. When we know what direction we're planning, just like these 4 steps are giving us a proven plan of how to homeschool, and we follow it, then we can get rid of all the clutter. We get rid of all the things that are not focused in that plan. And that is one way that I encourage you to get organized. And like I said, I will put the link to the 4 steps free webinar, free masterclass next week, and you're welcome to join me. We won't be talking about getting organized, but we will talk almost the whole time about a proven plan. And I think a proven plan helps you schedule better, helps you manage your time better, helps you get organized, helps you focus on the goal, that one goal for Monday. That's what you need to do. Now, if y'all are just joining us, I hope you will join our challenge. The challenge today was all about was about organization, and the first one is to actually put on a poster. You can just write it in the comments. One area of your home or homeschool that you're going to organize, and what date are you going to follow up? I had someone already put something. I don't remember what it was, her goal, but she put February 1st. That gives her, what, 2.5 weeks to really focus on getting organized in that one area. And then the other one is, what task can you teach and delegate your children so that you can have more time, so you can get less clutter here and more organized in your entire life, and get your kids to help you. So on a post-it, write each child's name and what the task is that they are going to be responsible for. I would encourage you for about 3 months, because then they will really learn it. Take that, put it on the refrigerator so everyone knows what task they are responsible for. Sit down and talk to them, and then you do need to teach them how to do that task. I talked about that this morning. So I don't see any other questions. So if that's all the questions we have, I thank you for spending time with me. I will be back tomorrow, day 4 of our challenge, and that is all about kids. Kids focusing, kids motivation, kids attitude. And believe it or not, we need to deal with that in order to plan. Because I think when we can get that in line, then our planning is a lot easier. And there are some things we need to find out about each one of our children in order to plan the best for them. So I will see you tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning. I will be talking about kids. If you've signed up for our boot camp, you'll get an email with all the information. And then I'll be back tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock, to answer any questions about kids. All right. Y'all have a great day.